Meditation. So many people talk about it, so many videos are posted about how good it is and what are the best tactics and strategies to do it. Because of this, now it gets to the point where it seems like meditation is as hard and complex as rocket science. But that is wrong. All of those guys are just overcomplicating things, adding up some weird terms which no one cares about. So I'm here to sort it all out and give you the one and only meditation guide you should watch ever. There would be no need to find anything more. Everything useful is going to be here. No bullshit, only what is important. Okay, if you are ready, then it is the only meditation guide you would ever need. This is Shoom, and here we go. And obviously what you should know first is why you should even start practicing meditation. What are the benefits of it? What is the real value without all of those medical terms? Well, let me just ask you one simple question. What is the first thing that pops up in your mind when you hear about meditation? You likely thought about spirituality, calmness, deep mindfulness, or even mountain monks. Well, monks really can serve like a role model for those who want to meditate consistently, but whatever. So, all what you have imagined then boils down to the aspect of mental health. And so here it is. Meditation can develop your mental health greatly. Although everyone already knows that. Well, you've clicked on this video and answered those questions yourself. But let me tell you the specific situations where the habit of consistent meditating really helped me out. Those are clearly really useful things. So through all of the time that I've been meditating, I've seen that the greatest, like the best benefit that you can receive from doing this is everything that relates to focus. Let me tell you the example. Every task that you have that takes not that really small amount of time, like 2 hours and more, just in a row, well, it is really hard for an average person to complete this task without being distracted. So even if that person tries to eliminate all of the external distractions, like all of these sounds, people that are around them, well, it is still not that enough. Besides the external distractions, there is such thing as internal ones. Those are all of the thoughts, all of the worries, and everything that is not related to the work that you're doing right now, that is stored in your brain. And actually, all of that bad thoughts that are happening in your mind are more deadly to your productivity than all the people that are passing through you. And well, if you practice meditation consistently, you just learn how to turn your brain off. You just have a switch, and when you really have a task and you're really serious about it, you just turn off the switch, and all of that worries, they just go off. And you enter the state of deep work, maybe you've heard about it, and so you end this task faster. Well, it is obvious. Also, from the main term of focus, there are going a lot of branches which also can be developed and have really good benefits from meditating. One of them is while you're having a conversation. Actually, the majority of people that you meet, they are not really that good in listening. They usually drown in their thoughts, they're just thinking what to say, or not even caring about what you are talking about. And so you feel really undervalued. And so if you master how to listen, how to not get distracted in your mind and listen to the things that others are talking about, you will just kind of level up in the eyes of that person. If it is a girl, maybe you are on a date and she's talking about something. And if you're just kind of looking in the ceiling, looking like a Dumbo, well, do you really hope to get the girl? Maybe you have a conversation with a person which is your role model, which you really admire, and you have just one chance to see him, and you just can't control your thoughts, and you cannot receive any information from him, and you show this. You really show this by your eyes, by your movements, that you're not listening. You look like a stupid. That person wouldn't want to have anything with you. I think it is a huge lose, and so you too. Well, yeah, those benefits are indeed great, and they're really important. However, I could tell you one thing that makes meditation 3 times a better habit. You can believe it or not, but without having good mental health, trying to improve in any other pillars of your life, such as money, family, physicality, relations, it becomes really difficult. I don't say that if you develop your mental health, everything becomes rainbows and unicorns, but if you don't, it becomes nearly impossible. So it becomes 3 times more difficult. Just think, is lifting weights while thinking about all of your responsibilities and tasks easier? Is doing all of that tasks while thinking about video games and social media easier? Just think of yourself. So now it's the time for the action part of the guide. Well, I'll tell you one thing beforehand. To meditate you don't need anything besides your presence and maybe a pair of headphones, but that is optional. Okay, we'll start with the time. In order to get the most benefits from meditating, you should think that you should do it consistently. And as you know, the best way to do something consistently is create a habit. And so to create a habit, you should have the specific time for it. Well, just take out 5 minutes from your morning schedule. Well, I know you have really saturated days, but take out 5 minutes in the morning, in the evening, and just put it down there. I think that you have 5 minutes instead of scrolling. For sure, meditating has more ROI. So why am I even talking about morning and evening? Well, in the morning, before starting your walk, you should calm down. You should have the clear mind before starting anything. And so you meditate for 5 minutes, and then you can go and finish the task. Well, it will be a lot easier. It will take a lot less time, just believe me. And in the evening, the thing is that you should calm down before even getting in the bed. So meditation can help you with it. You spend those 5 minutes, you're already clear from all of the worries, and you can fall asleep peacefully. And the second thing is location. Well, we won't stop on it for long. It will take a little time for it to explain. So, you have only 2 options. It is you are meditating indoors or outdoors. You can pick up a location somewhere in the park or your garden, maybe in the forest, just somewhere so you get a lot of sunlight. If you are in your room, then open all of your curtains, all of your windows, so it is the brightest place you can ever see. When you are meditating, there should be no noise, no people passing by, well, preferably. Yeah, I know that in park, all of the people with stroll, with bikes, with babies will be screaming and all of that, but you shouldn't really care. They would think that you are a weirdo because they don't often see people meditating on the benches with their eyes closed, but with some time it will get accepted, maybe by your family if you're living with your parents, by your girlfriend or any other one. You could even invite them if you really want to. So, it is not a problem. You should just think that it is normal because it is in your favor. All those people shouldn't stop you. It is not an obstacle for you. The next thing is posture. It is really important, but it is simple. What you shouldn't do is to hunch, because that way you just kind of block the air, and so you can't breathe, and you just completely ruin all of that session. Well, you should be open. You should receive every sunbeam, every sunlight. You should receive every particle of air. So you're just connected to all of the environment. Well, you can sit. I don't recommend you to lay because you could fall asleep that way. And that's not what we want. Standing is also not recommended. Though after the session, if you want to enable that mode, the mode of calmness, you can stand. You shouldn't always sit, but while you're meditating with your eyes closed, just sit in the Turkish pose or in the pose of lotus, but it can be pretty hard. You can just sit so you don't block your stomach, your lungs, and so that's all with it. And here is the start of the session. You already know how to sit, where to sit, for how long, and so you start to breathe. You breathe really deeply for 5 seconds or even longer, hold it, and release. You repeat this, for sure some kind of random thought will pop up, but that is not a problem. You could go back, they will come back, but then you can go back, so it is all about practice. With some time, those random anxieties and worries would just disappear. You should be present. Don't try to generate any thoughts, it is even worse for you. If you really feel distracted, try to count your breaths. It can help. And so you repeat it, and after the time, you can just start walking. You can start exercising, anything you want. And in the evening or on the next morning, you repeat it. And so after a couple of weeks, the results will come. But don't stop there. Make meditation as common in your daily life, in your daily routine, as drinking water, for example. And then you would become unstoppable. You would get an unfair advantage because you possess the power of your mind. Always be aware. I believe in you, love you, and see you soon. Bye.